What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about dialogue choices in Hogwarts Legacy. Now, originally, I was going to put up a video talking about my predictions for the Back to Hogwarts event. I'm still doing it. The video is actually privated on my channel. I'll put that up tomorrow morning, so back-to-back days of Hogwarts, and then the, obviously, Back to Hogwarts event is Thursday, but we got dialogue, and I even tweeted, like, what a move dropping this. This is just a random Tuesday afternoon to some, maybe a little bit early for others, and they just drop what the dialogue looks like. Now, it's a 5-second clip, so let's just look over it, and I want to talk about it. I'm going to be a little bit critical, I'll be honest with you. My initial thoughts are, well, number one, it is an incredible move for them to just drop this, like, in almost like a low-key kind of way. Like, nobody was really seeing this coming. So I give them a lot of credit for just dropping it. Also, this is obviously the Sebastian storyline, which is kind of cool. So we're getting a little bit of I guess we're getting pieces of what we just saw, but a little bit more in-depth. So I do like that. The issue to me is a little bit of the, I don't know what you want to call it, generic or generalized dialogue. So you have very well, I don't want to learn the Cruciatus Curse. Then the next one is I want to learn the Cruciatus Curse, but you must cast it on me. And the third one is teach me the Cruciatus Curse, and I'll cast it on you. I mean, look, am I going to judge the entire dialogue system based off of 3 choices in one scene off of an entire game that's probably 50 hours that's going to have thousands of these exact choices? No, I will not go so far to do that. But I'm not in love with it in terms of how and I guess let me explain, all right? When you have a game that's this, right? Any kind of game that's like this, games have always try to find the sweet spot of the choices being what the character is about to say. Some games do it better than others, right? And there's different ways of handling it. Sometimes the picks that you get to do, right, the 3 choices, sometimes they're long. I guess in that way would give off more of what the character is about to say, because there's a lot of words. So you can kind of read and say, all right, this is what the character is about to say, so I'm going to choose that. Some games do the reverse, and it's pretty short. However, there's that sweet spot, right, where sometimes the words that you're picking, or the choice that you pick, the words, obviously they're not going to recite those words, right? So this character is not going to say, very well, I don't want to learn the Cruciatus Curse. If they do say that, that would be highly, in my opinion, worrying. Okay, I would not like that whatsoever. There should be some additional dialogue built in there, but basically what you try to do is have these words, or the sentences, let's say, of each choice, be the theme of what the character is going to say. Oftentimes, part of this is what the character is going to say. They may recite some of it, maybe even all of it, but kind of broken up. That's what every game strives to do. We've long gone over this of some games doing it well, some games doing it absolutely awful, and some games kind of being a mix where you'll pick a choice and some scenes you'll say, yeah, the character's kind of saying what I would expect you to say in that case, and then other times where they would say, what did the character, and I've had that experience multiple times, picking a decision, the character will say, you know, what that decision is, and it'll be nothing even close. And I'll be like, well, that's not what I thought you were going. You know, that feeling where you say, that's not what I thought you were going to say. You don't want a game that does that, all right? Now, the debate here, we don't know. We don't know what they're actually going to say to what you pick. So, again, if you pick very well, I don't want to learn the Cruciatus Curse, are they going to literally just say that and nothing else? Are they going to say parts of it? Is it going to go off the deep end and be something that, you know, you didn't even pick? That's one part of it. The other part, again, is the wording, because you can do a super long sentence that has a lot of words, and then again, you can either expect them to recite it completely or pick parts of it, or you go very short. I would say this one is very short, but the issue I have here, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of, and I'd have to go back. I mean, I know, because I was just playing like The Walking Dead and like Tales from the Borderlands. I've actually been playing a lot of episodic games, which are good games to do because they have a lot of choices, a lot of like split-second decisions, and you'll see a lot of words on the screen. It's not the end of the world seeing something like this where it's like, all right, well, it is, again, it's a bit generic. It's almost like, how I read it is kind of like monotone. Very well, I don't want to learn it. I want to learn it, but you must cast it on me. Teach me the curse and I'll cast it on you. It just, I don't know, it could be controversial. I'm sure not everybody's going to agree with me, and that's okay. But it just seems very, like, robotic in how maybe I'm just a robot and how I read it out loud, but I just don't know if I like that. I think it should be a little bit more kind of fluid. It should in my opinion, I guess my sweet spot and what I like to read with these is nothing too long. So probably that the middle one. I want to learn the curse, but you must cast it on me. That's long enough where you understand, you would assume, you would understand what the character is about to say based off of what you just picked. But it's also like, it's got some parts to it, you know what I mean? It's almost got like a story. I mean, it's two very small sentences, but it's got something to it. I got like a little descriptiveness to it. It's hard. I'm not saying like I'm great at it or I even do it in the first place, because I don't. But again, we'll see how it goes. This is, to me, it's not the greatest first sign. I'm not like impressed by it. I like how it looks. Like, I think it's kind of clean. It doesn't take up, again, another issue you always run into with these things, right, is, well, how long is it on the screen? Where is it on the screen? Does it kind of impact the things behind it? I like the placement. The question I guess I'd also have is, are we now limited to only 3 choices per anything, right? When you're, but at the same time, there is a difference. There's a difference between choices, which is what this is, right? You've been asked like a question. This could be a time thing, or it doesn't have to be. Maybe you have like unlimited time and the screen just stays on it until you pick one. But this is a reaction to something. So you pick something and something's going to happen. This is not necessarily the same as if you're talking to an NPC professor at Hogwarts, and you know how there's like an option where you advance like the dialogue plot of why you're talking to them. There'll be that one. Then there'll be like, you can ask lore questions, basically. You can ask like 5 or 6 other questions. So I guess my question is, if there's 5 or 6 choices, because they're not really choices, they're, you know, again, like, well, they are, but they're like dialogue options for just learning more about something. Is it going to add stacking it like above? Because then you're going to run into it hitting the character, which it already kind of is, but a little bit higher. Do you put it in the middle? Do you do like multiple rows of this? You know, these are small, like nerdy things that I don't know how many people care about. Probably very few, but I'm interested. I'm interested in it. So again, not the greatest first thing. I like the visual look of it. I like the placement of it. But I'm not necessarily a fan of the writing. It seems very kind of like robotic in my eyes, but it's one thing. And there's going to be thousands of these. So if we see like a couple hundred and I still think it's robotic, then, you know, then that can be a problem when we get there. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow or support me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next one.